on this episode of the Sorority Chat podcast.
Who are the people that are working for you and who are the people that are not? And don't be afraid to have hard conversations. It's a part of life. Everyone's gonna have feelings. And because I just got out of a relationship and there was feelings with just working through things and conversations. And sometimes I'm like, why am I so needy? Or why am I so this way? And I'm like, but I'm not, because my friends have those feelings. We had conversations about that. We had conversations of having feelings like getting hurt by each other. And those are just things that we need to constantly work through.
Hey y'all, and welcome to Sorority Chat. I'm Liz Toombs, a designer and sorority alum who's obsessed with all things Greek life. My mission? To bring you real conversations, smart insights, and fun stories that help make sorority living even better. So grab your favorite beverage, get comfy, and let's chat. Welcome back to Sorority Chat. Today I'm honored to have Terra Newell join me. You may recognize Terra from the widely known Dirty John story, but today we're focusing on her journey beyond that event. Terra has transformed her personal experiences into a mission to empower others. As a wellness coach, advocate, and host of Terra's Baddie Club podcast, she dedicates her time to helping individuals, especially young women, heal from trauma. Welcome, Terra.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk with you today. I love following along with all that you do, everything from baking to the animal loving to all of the coaching that you offer, and I see you post on social.
Yes, thank you. I just have been doing so much baking, and it's really been like a hobby project of mine.
Yeah.
And just something, because I'm also not dating this year, so I just am putting all hobbies out there,
Yeah, why not? Give it all a shot. Well, I have a sweet tooth, so that's why I really like the baking side of things.
That's great. I love it.
My sister has a baking side hustle herself, and the only rule I have is don't tell me how much butter is in it. I don't want to know, because she rivals Paula Deen with that side of things.
Oh, really? I love that. There's the good stuff has butter in it. You have to use a butter as a base.
And I think we were conditioned in youth to feel like butter was bad. And now I'm starting to understand that no, in moderation, it's fine. We're okay to eat it.
Oh, yeah. No. Well, it's funny because I have some friends that are lactose intolerant. So I have to do the vegan butter for them and the vegan stuff for them. And so I'm trying to just learn how to do it all.
Yeah. Well, good for you. Well, I'm enjoying watching it. So keep it up and keep sharing all those tips. The main reason I wanted you to come on today and to talk to our listeners is I want to talk about personal safety and following your intuition, especially as these students are going to campuses for the first time, or they're going back to campus and they're out on their own. They're young women. And I think you and I know that there's so much that we have to be aware of. And I just want to kind of dive into that today, if you're willing.
Yes, let's do it.
Awesome. So let's start with how your personal experiences have shaped your approach to personal safety and just being self-aware when you're out and about.
Yes. So I think that I probably am too safe when I go out.
Yeah.
I was realizing the other day, I dress really masculine at times because, I don't want to be picked up on by, I don't want to be spotted out by a perpetrator at the bar or just seem like an easy target. And then I wear combat Doc Martens a lot of the time.
Sure.
And it's because in my attack, I had rain boots on. And so I was able to have that mass. And that really helped me defend myself. And I think that, I just went out, earlier this year and stuff with friends, trying to go out more, put myself out there more. And I realized that you have to be really careful. It's a dangerous world. I don't drink, so I am lucky that I don't have to look out for someone putting something in my drink.
Right.
But even water, you have to be careful because, the drugs that are out there, it's clear, it's tasteless, and you don't know a lot of the time. And then you could be dosed with anything. They say that if there's something on your car or like a tissue, don't pick it up off the ground because it could be laced with fentanyl. And there's just like all these things out there. Or if your car has like a zip tie too. But like a rubber band on it, then don't like call the cops, like get security, because that means that you may have been targeted for sexual trafficking.
So where do they put the rubber band? Like, where do you know to look?
I think it's on the mirror a lot of the time.
Okay.
But if you just like see it on your car, just be aware. And a lot of these places too is targeting even moms in supermarkets, parking lots. Parking lots are actually one of the most dangerous places to be.
Yeah. So it's like you don't even want to go shopping. You don't want to go to the store. You don't want to go to the grocery. There's an interior designer I know in Memphis, and she had shared on her Instagram, it's been a couple years now, she was at the grocery and she was unloading her cart into her car, and her purse was right there in like that little seat in the front, and someone came up and grabbed it. And she's just said in the moment, she held on to it and they drug her with it. And she was like, I shouldn't have done that. In the end, it all ended fine. But, you know, it's just you have those knee-jerk reactions and you don't think, oh, I'm just putting groceries in my car or putting my bags in my car. You don't expect someone to approach you, but you have to be hyper aware in those situations.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then learning just certain things to do. Like the other day, there was a guy and he was just walking.
Yeah.
And he seemed such weird energy. You know, you get that energy. And I just literally stared at him. I made him aware that I knew where he was. I also like to have my dog on me a lot of the time. And my dog barked at him and I said, good boy.
They know. They have that intuition as well. The dogs always are looking out for us. And so you talking about that energy being off, there is an intuition and like a gut feeling that you can get when you're in strange situations. Kind of makes the hair stand up on the back of your neck. And so I'm curious, like, if you have any tips for young women on like how to listen to that intuition and let it guide them, and just based on what you've experienced yourself.
Yeah, so I think that going into relationships, you have to be aware of the charismatic people. You know, they are so fun, they are so out there, and you know, charismatic, like, it's just a big red flag to me. And not everyone is, you know, a narcissist, a psychopath, or that way that's charismatic, because, like, I mean, I could be charismatic at time, you know? And so you just have to go into it being aware, you know, okay, why are they like this? Why are they showy? Why are they, you know, and then the grandiosity, if they're so grandiose. For example, one of my friends, one of her abusers, he was so flashy. He was so like, he wanted, well, in Newport too, he wanted to like just show her off. It was her, he was like, she was just like a doll. Yeah. And that's why sometimes I get like the ick sometimes when people like say doll or something like that, because it's like, I associate it to, you know, oh, arm candy. And I mean, sometimes I like being called a doll, you know, who doesn't like to be, you know, dolled up and stuff. But you have to be aware of, like, if they're using, like, everyone like a pet name, or, like, how do they treat the women around them as well? Like, are they respecting their boundaries? Like, for instance, like Collier is like a good looking man and stuff, but like when, like, it took us 6 months to get into a relationship because he was very respectful of my boundaries and just even like touching me and not being like respecting just like my personal space.
Sure.
And that's a good thing to like look for in a guy or a person, because the guys that are like narcissists in a sense too, they want to get in there real quickly. And it's like, no, a lot of the times is not respected. And, that could be even a thing with just like, I want to think of the right word. I want to say like douchebaggy boys.
Yeah, I understand. I follow your line of thinking there.
Yeah, where they're like pushing on you and they're like, and then like no is not respected. And then you're just like, wait, what? Like, and then you end up giving in because you feel so pressured. And women a lot of the times are taught to appease. And especially if you grew up with like a conservative background, you're taught like fundamentalist. And a lot of the times like the man is in power. So you just give in.
Yeah.
And you do things that you wouldn't do necessarily, and even in a good relationship, like you could still fall into this pattern, but like a healthy man respects that and is aware of that and also wants to work with you with a balance.
No, I think that's really good dating advice, just to be aware. I also think the more that you know yourself and understand yourself, the easier it is for you to stand up for yourself and say no and, hold those boundaries. Because a lot of times when you're going to college, you're 18, maybe 19 years old, you may not have that foundation yet. So I just encourage young women to just work on that as quickly as they can.
Oh, yeah.
And for those who don't know who Collier is, he is our lovely behind-the-scenes producer who makes all of the magic happen on Sorority Chat. So that's who Tara was referring to a minute ago.
Yes.
It's really interesting your story, or how you were referring to sort of like a charismatic man. I had a friend recently met someone on the apps. They got together and it was like overdrive immediately, like flowers, playlist that appealed to her, all the love bombing to the max. And it seemed so great, right? And then like about 2 weeks, true colors showed, and it was just like, it was very, very alarming. And I think in today's digital age with dating, I think where everything is just sped up and we see all these like quick things on social media, I think there's just a lot to be aware of and to be cautious about. What would you give, like what advice would you share about dating and social media engagements for these young women? Because that world is going to open up to them even more if it's not already the case in high school.
Yeah. So I think, well, first and foremost, this is what I've got later in life and probably finally got now in a sense, is like you have to focus on yourself.
Yeah.
And also, if you're in college too, the best turn on for any guy and any guy that is going to be healthy too is just like getting your schoolwork done. I know this seems like kind of corny and stuff,
but you're dead on.
Yeah, it's like doing you, girl, and like just like doing what you want to do in life. And if you meet a guy and like he's there and you guys align, like that's going to be even better. And then hopefully there's not that pressure. I mean, I like for people to meet organically because you can put yourself out there more. It's like easier to connect. You see if you vibe more with someone. And the apps are just like so accessible to everyone.
Yeah.
And it's like kind of like, I think a problem with a lot of guys too and a lot of females too is they're looking for that one in a sense, and that one may or may not exist, you know what I mean? But if they're going and they're looking for someone, okay, this girl, and they're looking for that person on the app, and then they're going through all these women, I think that there's just so many experiences that you don't need to have with people.
Yeah, I think you're right. But also for some of these young women, it's all they've ever known, right?
Yeah.
It's always been the apps. That's been how they were introduced to the dating world. And some of those organic interactions that you're talking about don't necessarily happen if they're not out and about very often. So I think it's trying to make more of those opportunities come up.
Yeah, true. But I think also if you are on the apps, though, be selective. You know, if someone's giving you the ick or red flag vibes, like block. Like there was one time where this guy literally, I told him, I'm like, I work in true crime. And then he was like, oh, that's great. I know I have a story about Dirty John. And I was like, oh, like, would you like to share that story with me?
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, oh, if we go on a date, I'll let you know. And then I was like, unfollow, block, delete. I don't need that, because also, like, he's trying to lure me in.
Yeah.
He won't tell me up front. He's not upfront about it right away. Like, there's kind of like the sketchiness around it. And also, did he know who I was? And also, like, if he didn't, like, are you a dumbass? Sorry.
No, that's what I was thinking, was like, what kind of play was that? That's really strange. Yeah, good call on the blocking there.
Yeah. And then I think I got off the apps forever, and I was like, no, I just am good. I think the single life is good for me. I read a quote the other day that Wonder Woman, all these superheroes, they're single. And so I'm going to take it that I'm just going to be a superwoman.
Yeah. I think it's great. I think it's great. The older I get, I totally understand it and see the benefits there.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, do you have a lot of folks that reach out to you or try to connect with you because of the show and it bringing your story to light? And like, because in a lot of ways, as like a viewer, there was so much benefit to watching it, right? To just be aware and to learn from that story. But I can imagine, as the person that lived it and your family went through that whole experience, like, there had to be some downfall for you too.
Yeah, no, I mean, a lot of people have reached out, good and kind messages as well, but there has been some really interesting messages. Like this week, I even got like a message saying I should kill myself and stuff. So, like, those messages are always great to get, and they like affect you, obviously, because I'm like starting to cry right now.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. That's awful. How do you have like a system or a way that you try to like put that out of your mind or combat that? Because that's terrible. That's awful.
Well, right now, it's been like, I do have some friends that are like great to go and be around, but they're not always available because they have boyfriends or they're out and about. So honestly, I've been putting it into my baking lately.
Yeah.
And just doing that and just like working with my hands, getting off social media, like stopping myself in the tracks and stopping the doom scrolling and stuff.
Yep.
And then, like right now it's kind of been a lonely time because my mom's moved away, my dad's moved away, my sister's moved away. My best friend, she's moving away this week. And so I really have to learn how to self-regulate on my own as well. And it's such a healthy thing as well. But it's like, okay, every moment of life, like maybe you're surrounded by people, but this moment I'm just, I have my own apartment. I have my dog. So he's also good for like regulating as well. Like giving hugs, regulating the nervous system.
Yeah.
And then also just like I'll stop and I'll go to like Legree or yoga.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yeah. That exercise does a lot of good for not just the body, but the mind and the soul too, right. I think. Well, so I'm curious, you talk about some of your family moving away. And so how do you try to build community around you and have a good community? Because I think that you might agree, that community is really important in the healing journey and in you feeling supported and staying on the healthy side of relationships. And I think students have to figure out how to do this for themselves when they move away to college.
Oh, yeah, no. And I will admit it's been a struggle lately for that even itself. But you find people around you that can be better than family at times.
Yeah.
People that have your likeness, your the things you like to do in life, and you find people that have similar interests and you go off of that, You pick and you see who are good people around you, and you may not always have that discernment, especially being so young, but that's when you listen to your gut feeling too. Even like with a friend the other day, I dealt with like a friendship drama the other day, And it was with a friend group. Mm-hmm. And this one girl, I really like her energy. She's the person who I became original friends with.
Okay.
And so I connected with her. And, you know, because we don't drink, we don't go out and party. We just like to do fun, simple things. We like hike. We like to be in nature. We like yoga. We like holistic stuff. And we like to try to eat well at times. I might not eat well all the time because I'm baking stuff and I have to try it.
Yes, of course. Taste test.
But I'm proud of myself because I also balance it out with Legree. And because I bake it all for other people, I get to eat the discards. You know, when you make a cake, you actually cut stuff out of it.
Yeah.
So I get to eat that stuff.
That's good. You get just a little nibble.
Yeah, but you know, with that friend group, even the one girl, love her. That is who my family is, you know,
Sure.
That's who I can lean on. And then this other girl, unfortunately, you know what, that friend was having some issues with her. I also was not really having issues, but her posts were not making me feel so great. And she was posting some videos and stuff with abusers, and this person has a DV charge on them, and she was kissing up on them and stuff. And for me, that's not in my alignment.
Sure.
And so I had to have a difficult conversation even with that friend, and hoping that she realigns. So hopefully maybe we could be friends, you know, a little later. But I think right now we're just not aligning, and I align with that friend. So that friend is like my family in a sense. And then this friend, I even just had to have hard conversations with. So even figuring out who are the people that are working for you and who are the people that are not. And don't be afraid to have hard conversations. And it's a part of life. Everyone's going to have feelings. And because I just got out of a relationship and there was feelings with just working through things and conversations. And sometimes I'm why am I so needy? Or why am I so this way? And I'm but I'm not, because my friends have those feelings.
Yeah.
You know, we have conversations about that. We have conversations of having feelings getting hurt by each other. And those are just things that we need to constantly work through. So finding the people that can work through those moments with you, because when you work through a rupture as well, it bonds you closer together. And then you feel even more secure, and hopefully that creates more of a place of security for, you know, just your life and being in that sorority house or being in that college campus, because you need that foundation. I love the show Girls, or the College Girls.
I haven't watched it, but I know what you're talking about. Yes.
Okay, I never went to college. I just did all my trade schools and stuff. I'm just really artsy.
Yeah, I can tell.
Thanks. And so I just love watching the college life. I'm ooh, it's so fun.
It is fascinating to watch from the outside, for sure.
Right? And then all these homie hopping too, and just everyone's getting with each other. That's a little too much for me. I would not be a part of that life.
Yeah.
But it's interesting how they're able to have deep conversations, work together. And I also think back to my friend Brooke, one of my best friends. She's actually moving to Franklin, Tennessee, so she's going to be with my mom.
Okay. Well, that's not too far from me.
Oh, where are you?
Martin, Tennessee, a couple hours away from Franklin.
Oh, nice. I love that. You have to get together with my mom then.
Franklin is a great area.
Oh, yeah. It's just super cute. I've never been there, but I've seen lots of pictures. I've seen lots of FaceTime. Yes. But you guys should connect, because she's an interior designer as well.
I know. It would be great to connect and just chat about the whole industry and all the things.
Yes. And she needs friends out there, too.
I get that. So not to have a sidebar, but I just moved to Martin about a year ago. And so this whole building community is very relevant for me because I had a great base of friends. I moved from Lexington, Kentucky.
Okay.
You know, I had been there for 20 something years, had great friends, still have those friends, but we're having to find different ways to connect. And then it's also about finding people locally to connect with as well. And you used the word align several times when you were talking about your friendship situation. And I love it because I made a bracelet. That's my word of the year, align. Everything this year is about making sure it aligns with me and my values and my path forward. And so that really resonated when you said that.
Thank you. Well, I love that it aligns with you. Not to be like putting it out there too much, but we got it right.
Yep.
Especially if it's the word of the year. But also, like, you know, what do you like to do in life? Go and do those things. Like, go if you like. I'm a huge yoga person, so I'm going to mention it so many times. I also am teaching puppy yoga now, so
I had seen that, and I was going to ask about that. I love you, like the dog lover in you, and then the way it's colliding with the yoga and the fitness side of things is really fun.
Thank you. Yeah, and it's helping me work on my trauma too.
Yeah.
Because I really hate men.
Okay, fair. That's fair.
There's just like, and that's probably part of the reason why I'm not dating this year is just like, and like, I don't know, like even going out to the bars, like guys just get so handsy and I'm like, I'm not drinking. Don't touch me. Like, I am not the girl here.
Yep.
And like I'm little, so like people like just want to grab me sometimes.
It's like an extra invitation that you did not open up, and it's like, where did you get this message that was okay? Yeah,
and that triggers me. So like Collier's probably gotten some really interesting messages from me this year because of that. But like it's, you know, you like I can't do that. So you do the things that align with yourself. You go to the yoga. I got addicted to Legree recently because, have you done Legree?
No, say more. I want to know more.
Okay, so it's a harder form of Pilates.
Okay.
And I am, I realize I'm probably like a psychopath in my workouts.
Same.
Really?
Yeah, apparently I make a really intense face and I'm kind of like intimidating. So I don't know. It's just what I hear.
I love it. Well, I like high intensity workouts. Like I like to do the hot yoga. I like to do like the hard classes. And I think it's because of my trauma as well that I need that like high intensity. But also like, I'm not trying to get pregnant, but like if you're trying to get pregnant, don't do the high intensity workouts. I just have to also know that because of like the yoga, me being a yoga teacher and stuff. Yeah.
You gotta know how to advise folks.
If any girls are out there, my disclaimer for being a yoga teacher. Don't do the high intensity workouts. Not good for that. But it's like Pilates on crack.
Oh.
And it just gets your core. I feel like I'm getting abs that are coming in, and I've never had abs before. And it's
that
exciting.
Is really exciting, though, to like hit that milestone.
Oh, yeah. And my stomach is just looking more defined. And I swear every day I look in the mirror and I'm like, okay, it's getting more defined. Because after you work out, you expect things to happen, you know?
Yep.
Yeah. So I am addicted to that. And then it's funny because the girl used to teach yoga at the place where I go to. And I just love her energy. She's a doll. She's just like a bubble. She is like just great. And she also was in a car accident and has a story of trauma herself. So she gets when my body can't do certain things because I was also like hit by a car and stuff a while ago. And like I can't do certain things with my knee. And so, and even just getting older, your body hurts.
I know it. I was telling some folks I'm going to IU next week for a leadership program that I do within Alpha Gamma Delta sorority. And we're staying at the sorority house. Okay. And my 42-year-old back does not love sleeping on these dorm-style mattresses. I like my comforts, and I wake up a little stiff every day. So I'm like trying to prep and stretch and get ready for that. Because to your point, the body's getting older, and it doesn't like all the things anymore.
No, okay, so when I think of sorority houses, I think of, have you seen Scream Queens?
I haven't. I've just seen some clips from it. Is there a sorority house scene in it?
Well, there's just like, well, the whole thing's like a sorority. It's like a murder sorority. Like everyone's getting killed off in the sorority, but everyone has these like glamorous rooms. Like everyone has like queen king size beds. It's like everyone has like master bedrooms too.
Not real life, folks.
Okay.
Nope. It's usually twin beds, maybe twin XLs, often bunked, usually 3 to 4 women in a room. So you have camaraderie, not the glam.
Okay, so it's basically if you guys like were living in a dorm, but just a little bit nicer.
Yeah,
a little bit more
they
upscale.
have common spaces, which is usually what I get hired to do, and so those are the more glamorous side of things. That's what you see on TikTok and on Instagram, and then usually the bedrooms are more of the dorm style. So you kind of get a mix of feels residential, but you're in a house with like 50 plus women.
Okay. I was also telling this girl I work with when I bake at the cookie store. There's 2 girls that are in a sorority, and I was like, I'm gonna be on a sorority podcast tomorrow. And they're just honestly the sweetest girls. They're so kind. Like there was a little bit of work drama yesterday where this girl was just being mean to me, and then the girl that was in the sorority, she just noticed and she picked up on all of it. And she was just like, I'm sorry. She didn't need to make those comments to you, because my response was, okay, I'll take that into note for next time. And she was just like ragging on the cookies because it was her last day. She used to be the baker and she was jealous of me. Oh, she also made some comments to a customer about my social media that day.
Oh my gosh, good Lord. But you made a good comment about, like, you recognized where her snarkiness was coming from. Like, when you understand the root of that kind of stuff, you can let it roll off your back more quickly and, like, acknowledge, okay, this is a crappy situation, but it's not really about me. It's about them. Yeah. Almost every time.
Yeah. Have you read Mel Robbins' Let Them?
No, but it's on my to be read list. Okay. I've heard a lot of snippets from it, and I love the concept. Have you read it?
Oh, yes. I love it. It was really hard to, like, let that go, though, for the moment, because I was like, oh, she's making comments about my cookies. Yeah. And me and this other girl, the girl that she was actually like that overheard all of this and stuff, that's in the sorority, that's so nice. She was she kind of like helped me make them. We figured out the espresso. She grounded up the coffee beans, so it was a group effort. So I think we were both a little bit like, oh, that stung. I need to let them go and realize that it was just her, but it took me a minute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's still annoying. It's still like an irritating situation. But some people are just going to be that way, I guess.
That's true.
Oh my gosh. You've talked about like having difficult conversations and knowing yourself and not pushing boundaries. And all of that is so great. But there are sometimes people that are like kind of suffering silently, that they're not as comfortable sharing stuff, or they just don't know how to. So if somebody is in that kind of situation, do you have a recommendation of like 1 or 2 things that they could start to move towards the path of healing and overcoming stuff and kind of building a community?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that, especially if you have social anxiety, I've been there. I am actually the person that as a kid, I would just like hang out alone a lot of times.
Sure, yeah.
And then friends would always like come up and make friends with me. So like so sometimes I have to do this with myself even, because I am a hermit. I will like stay in my house, but then I get lonely and depressed. And then I'm like, okay, I need to go fill my social battery. Yeah. I need to go try to like touch someone, not in like a sexual way, but like in a
just have some
way.
Human connection and interaction. Yeah.
Yes, because I'm not like a touchy-feely person, so I need to like adapt that into my life, and I need to push myself because like it's hard, and if you are not that person, you're not a social person, I say the first step is to just make a goal for yourself to go do something.
That's good.
Maybe like go out to the dancing class. I mean, I went out to the dancing class and I ran out, but my friend reminded me that is a step in the right direction, Tara. You got yourself there. So even if you do that, give yourself kudos.
Yes, exactly. Just getting there. That's a huge step.
Yes. And then once you get to that step, take it a little bit step further. Maybe you give yourself a goal, and this is really scary. This is really hard. Go up and say hi to one person.
That is intimidating.
Right?
But yeah, if you can just do it, then you'll start to get better at it.
Yes. And I like to always start with like a compliment. You know, I like to find someone in the room that I like their outfit maybe.
Yeah.
You know, and I like to go, oh, I like, you know, your shoes or your dress. I also like to, when I go out, I like to pick my outfit so that I can make friends.
Yep.
You know, and like I get up, it gives me a little bit more confidence. And then people are complimenting me on my outfit. So I get to compliment them on their outfit. And it's a conversation starter.
It is. It's so simple, but you're right. It's a very effective way. People love to be complimented. And so for you to walk up and compliment them, they immediately feel at ease, they're happy, and then the conversation can just flow from there. And it becomes very natural that way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, you know, doing like some of those things is just a start. And then you start to go, you know, just further each time because like with my coaching clients, I never want to make them do anything that's so hard for them, that's going to put them into a fight or flight response. Yeah. I want to do it like a touch, you know, because it's uncomfortable and you have to get out of your head. But hopefully the tools that we learned, you know, just like when you get to the moment, take a deep breath, inhale. And then exhale, let it go slowly, you know. And then also I like to do tapping. And that will like help keep me in the present moment because I'll start to dissociate. And even like tapping down here, that's super helpful. And if you see me do that, I'm just trying to pay attention to you. Don't think I'm weird.
Sure, just like tapping on your knees, just kind of, yeah.
Or just like, yeah, you could like make it unrecognizable. You can make it seem like it's like a twitch or something, or just like something that someone does. So starting to do that in those moments where you start to disassociate is helpful, and it brings you back to the present moment. And then also like, if you're stopping your mid-conversation, doing something like pinpointing out certain words. Okay, she mentioned like dog. We were talking about dogs. Like, because so many people, and I even realized this with editing audio for my podcast, so many people use filler words.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I'm like, oh, all that out. And then sometimes the audio will drop and I'm like, oh, but I could keep it because it just comes back at a great part.
Yeah. So you talked about your coaching. Talk a little bit more about that. Like what types of coaching you offer. I know you promoted some different events and things on social, and I would love to share that with people.
Yeah. So right now I'm doing a podcasting course. It's 8 weeks. It starts June 3rd. And I'm starting to do a series of panels with people. It's really great. I have Nick from Love is Blind joining. Do you know who he is?
I know of him, yes.
Okay, yes. And I just met him. He came on the podcast. His episode's going to come out. Oh, and he's also a Walking Dead fan. So love the nerd vibes with him. And also, I love his, he has You Can, where it like talks about reality TV, like getting like certain things in reality TV and providing mental health services for people. And so I think that that's really rad. And I love people that have missions like that. And then also there's a few videos of Collier in there. Well, Collier's in like a lot because he started it with me. But I've just kind of taken it over now. And then who else is in it? Oh, my friend Lenora Claire, she's a stalking survivor. Justin from Generation Y podcast. I have I don't know if this person is going to join me or not, but I might ask her. I just met my a new friend, Lisa Bayou. She might be joining, but no promises about that yet. And then who else is in there? Why am I drawing blanks on everyone?
It sounds really packed full, though. It sounds awesome. So you're starting that in June.
Yes. Oh, and Dr. Leslie Dobson. So just so many great people. There's a lot more people than I just named too. There's like a list of 20 people that are involved.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and then I do coaching for survivors as well. I kind of slowed down on relationship coaching a little bit. Because I just needed to figure out the dynamic of my own attachments right now.
Right.
And I feel like this is, if you're a coach, you need to learn when you can't be a good coach for someone else. Mm-hmm. So I just do like the survivor coaching and the podcast coaching at the moment and a little bit of trauma coaching, but the relationship, I'll do like a 15-minute call and point people towards different directions that I know a lot of great coaches.
Yeah, that's really cool. And I mean, again, to be self-aware enough to know, hey, I'm kind of in a new phase. I need to sort this out and then I can be better for my coaching clients down the road. I think attachment style, I mean, I could talk all day about that because I think it's so fascinating. Like I watch so many videos and read so much about it, and I think it's really valuable information.
Yeah, like I can get anxious, especially if someone is avoidant. And then I can go down a crazy spiral where I think like no one wants me, like I'm not wanted, that they're going to leave me. And then like I need to be chosen fully. Like I need to be not the only girl in your life. Like they can have other relationships with that and stuff, but I need to know that I'm a daily priority and that I matter, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I get that. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Well, Terra, thank you so much. If people are interested in connecting with you online or learning more about your coaching, what is the best way for them to do that and find that info?
TerraNewellSurvival.com is my website, and then my email is terranewellcoaching@gmail.com. And then you can also book a call with me, but I have a 15-minute call on my Linktree that anyone can do a call with me, and I can just put them in the right direction of where they need to go with their healing journey.
That's perfect. And we'll put all of that information in the show notes too, so people can click and just copy and paste that. Well, I appreciate you making time to come on and to share your story and to share your tips. I think you shared a lot of really invaluable things that young women could learn from and grow with. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to Liz's House Hot Takes. This is where I take the lessons I've learned over the last 16 years of designing Greek houses and offer you my pro tip. Here's today's house hot take. Every house needs a cleaning closet that doesn't feel tragic. I'm talking about a cute, organized utility zone for brooms, vacuums, paper towels, and extra toilet paper. You know, all the glamorous things that keep the house running. Don't just shove it all under a random sink. Add shelves, label the bins, and even put them in matching baskets. Your housekeeping staff will thank you. And bonus points if you make it a design moment with wallpaper or fun labels. It's giving house mom goals, and your facilities chair will also thank you. Thanks for listening to another House Hot Take. For more inspiration, check out the PDR Interiors Instagram or TikTok. I'm Liz Toombs, and this is the Sorority Chat podcast. Catch you next time. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure to follow the show so you never miss an episode. And if you got something out of today's conversation, we'd love for you to leave us a 5-star review. It helps us reach more listeners just like you. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to check out this video right here or this one over here. And don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps us out. On that note, I'm Liz Toombs with Sorority Chat, and I'll see you on the next one. This podcast is produced by Collier Landry for Don't Touch My Radio. Copyright Liz Toombs.